Hey guys, Chris the Midwest Bass Hunter, and today I wanted to show you what I picked up from Tackle Direct. Alright guys, so Tackle Direct, kind of like Tackle Warehouse. I actually got a gift card to Tackle Direct, so I went on there and looked for some stuff and found some stuff. So what I was kind of focusing on, and I don't know, I get caught in these. I don't necessarily do them, like I don't do this just to make a video for it, but what I do is when I get a gift card or something like that, I go on and I focus on one thing, and I go to the clearance area and I look for stuff in the clearance area that matches what I'm looking for. And I do that just to kind of maximize the gift card, you know. So I don't know why I do that. I always kind of have. I've done that before with Tackle Warehouse. I have a few videos. I'll link them up here and show you if you want to check them out. Just kind of I don't know, the stuff you can find in the clearance section is pretty dang good. So what I focused on this time was lipless crankbaits. So I wanted to kind of increase my little stockpile of lipless crankbaits, so that's what I focused on. That's what I did, and I was able to try some stuff that you know, buy some stuff that I've never tried before. So I got some new stuff and I'm pretty excited about it. All right guys, here we go. So all of this stuff combined was just over $75. My gift card was $75, and I know I used it all, but I don't think I spent much more than that, just maybe a couple dollars. So all this stuff was came in under $75, which, you know, maybe it doesn't look like all that much stuff, but some of this stuff retails at a fairly high price. I think these NOMAD designs, they're over 10 bucks. And there's a couple other ones in here that might be that JACKAL. That's probably fairly expensive. But let's go through these and see what we got. So I picked up this Monster Bass. Monster Bass makes the subscription box, but they also have their own branded lures. Never really used any of their stuff before. I think I have a couple crankbaits because I did get a couple Monster Bass boxes in the past. But here we go. So this is a real thin bait. It's super thin for a lipless crankbait. Let's see if it has a rattle. It does have a rattle, not a very loud one, but it's kind of a subtle rattle. And it has a red hook on the front hook and a regular hook on the back. I don't know, you know, there's all kinds of theories about red hooks and the fish key on red, so I guess they put that on the front hook to try and get more bites on the front hook for a better hookup ratio. This is a craw color, you know, a red-orange craw. This is a great springtime bait. Everyone says red and orange is great in the spring. And really, it is pretty good whenever. It works all year round. So there we go. This is, let's see, half-ounce bait, I believe. And they call this Juice Orange. Half-ounce, 2 5/8 inches. So there we go, first one. All right, the next one we have another craw type color. This one's a little bit more orange brown and less red, but this is a Rattling Vibe from Arashi. So they're pretty interesting. I do have a couple of these, but I have never thrown them. So this is a bait I've never really used. I do know that the stuff from Storm is pretty good stuff. I've used some of their crankbaits and they're excellent. This is 2 3/4 inches, 9/16 of an ounce. It says soft knock rattle. Let's listen to that, see what that sounds like. Yeah, it's kind of a more subtle rattle, similar to that Mega Bass or Monster Bass, but even a little quieter. This is a fairly thin bait as well, and it has this little funky tail on there. I'm not sure what that does for it, if it just kind of helps the swimming action or what, I'm not sure. And you can see that Monster Bass is quite a bit thinner than this one. I don't know how well you can see that. The other thing with these Arashi baits is they're self-tuning, so the line tie is floating, so they self-tune. I've never really had to tune a rattle trap or a lipless crankbait, but self-tuning. I know on their square bills, the self-tuning system is excellent. It's an awesome deal. They always swim well. There we go, guys. All right, next we have a Spro Woad 80. This has Shin Fukai's name on it. He is a professional bass fisherman. I believe he is in the Bass Pro Tour, MLF Bass Pro Tour. So this is an interesting bait. This is, let's see, where's it at? I can't find the. This is a big bait. This is a chrome black color, and this is 1 ounce, 80 millimeter. So big bait. This thing's massive. You could throw this thing a country mile. So there it is. Look how thick this bait is. Here's the monster bass. So it's much, much bigger. Got a big, deep rattle. Yeah, so this is something you could fish extremely fast because it's so heavy it would stay down in the water column. And like I said, you could throw this thing forever. So you probably need a pretty big rod to run this thing. It does have, if you look here at the top, it's got a it's got a little clip here, and then you can take this clip and run it in this rear eyelet instead of the front. I assume, and I don't know, I'd have to check into it. It doesn't really say. It says 2 line ties. Oh, okay. So the front line tie will bring it 5 to 8 foot depth diving range, swimming range when you just reel it straight back. And then the back line tie is for a little shallower water, so that will run 3 to 5 feet. So depending on where you want to put it in the water column, once you're fishing it around, you can change it up with those by moving that clip to the other line tie. There you go. That's a pretty gnarly looking awesome bait. And the hooks work. Ouch. All right, next I have a couple from YURI. I really like YURI stuff. Always had good luck with it. There's 2 different styles here, a Rattle and Vibe and a Rattle and Vibe 1 knock, which is the only difference really is just the knock. One is more of a BB sound, and this is more of a dull thud. So we'll open this one and check it out. YURI makes pretty good stuff. I do like their jerk baits and their square bills. I have quite a few of them. All right, there we go, guys. This is there's that 1 knock sound. This is a pretty typical size and shape for a, you know, some of the modern lipless crankbaits. It's similar to the 6th Sense one, and then Booyah makes one that's pretty similar in size and shape. And this is, let's see, 5/8 of an ounce and 2 5/8 inch long. So it's not a very big bait, but it's really heavy. So for its size, so you can fish this probably fairly quickly. Gosh, the hooks are sharp, and you'll be able to chuck this thing forever. So it's a nice, this is always a good shape. Like I said, I've used a bunch of baits that are similar in size and shape to this, and they swim really well. They're excellent lipless crankbait, you know, shape and style. Yeah. This one, I don't know what they call this one. Purple shad, royal purple shad. And this is citrus shad. This is an excellent color. And honestly, they're both pretty good colors. Some of the times on the clearance section, a lot of stuff is clearance because of the color, and it's a color that isn't popular, it doesn't sell well. Not always, but sometimes. So that is one thing you'll find on the clearance aisle. So sometimes I find that the stuff that is a little less normal is what ends up on there. And sometimes that's what you need to have a little bit of an edge. So I like trying it out. All right, next we have this JACKAL TN60, 4/9 of an ounce, 2.4 inches long. They call this a JACKAL vibration. So I've had some JACKAL baits before, mostly soft plastics. I've never really had any of their hard baits. This is a very good looking bait. I mean, I don't know what the fish think of it, but I sure like it. And it looks quite natural and real. Let's see, what are they calling this one? They're calling this a RT scale minnow. And let's see here. Got a pretty good rattle to it. It looks like this is a weight right here. The front of it, the mouth, it's like it's metal. So I suppose that helps keep it nose down. Like I said, this is 4/9 of an ounce, so a little less than half an ounce. Really small profile. So it should be an excellent bait for, man, the fall time when the bait is small. But smallmouth bass, I do fish for smallmouth often where I live. And this size bait would be perfect. Would not discriminate on the size of fish it would catch. And the color in the clear waters that I fish for smallmouth in would be pretty good. I mean, it's a real realistic color. Pretty small hooks on this guy. Actually, the rear hook is smaller than the front hook, which is good. I mean, the front hook is less likely to hang up and cover, and the rear hook is more likely. So having a smaller hook back there should help you be able to run it through cover a little better, around wood a little better, and probably even through grass a little better than normal. So there you go, guys. JACKAL. All right, then I got three baits from this NOMAD design, and this is an Australian tackle company. I never really had heard of them ever before, and then I was watching a YouTube video about Greg DePalma winning a kayak bass fishing. It was a BASS kayak event. I don't remember where. I think it was Gunnersville or something, Lake Gunnersville. And he was fishing this Swim Trex. And they have a couple different models, a couple different designs that, you know, this one just is like a normal lipless crank, but they have one with like a soft tail. So they have a bunch of different stuff. I haven't really looked into them a bunch, but I saw these on there and I'm like, huh, I want to get some of these. And normally these things are like 12 bucks, I think. They're pretty expensive, and I was able to get them for much less than that in the old clearance section of Tackle Direct. And I got 2 different sizes, 3 different baits. This one, well, actually, I guess I got 3 different baits, 3 different sizes. This is a Swim Trex 72, and it's 2 3/4 inches, 3/4 ounce. This is a Swim Trex Max 72, 2 3/4 inches, 1 ounce. And then this is a Swim Trex 66, 2.5 inches and 1/2 ounce. So let's check one of these out. This is a pretty good color, the chartreuse and kind of black back. Just a great color around where I live, man. I use this a lot in dirty water. It looks like this is kind of a self-tuning system as well. This is kind of held in there by 2 pins, and then the split ring attaches to it. But it's got a kind of a narrow shape. What do you want to call it? Like tapers to a V, and it's pretty wide at the top. And the deal is with these, I guess they have a really unique swimming action when they're free falling. So, you know, you kind of, that yo-yo technique, or like ripping it out of grass and stuff, is always a good technique for lipless cranks. So this is supposed to have some pretty unique swimming action, kind of swims and flutters backwards, I think. But we'll have to see. I've never really never thrown them. The hooks they use, they call them BKK. I don't know anything about that. Never heard that before. but I hope they're pretty good hooks for the price of this bait, you know. So that is not a real big bait, but it's heavy. So you're gonna be able to fish this pretty quickly through wherever you want to fish it, and you're gonna be able to cast it really far. This smaller one, we'll open this smaller one. I'm not gonna open that 1 ounce. It's the same size as the other one, it's just it's heavier. This is kind of that orange. This is almost kind of a brown, orange, almost to white color. And once again, that's an excellent color for the springtime and awesome to fish around in grass. And actually, I will probably fish this thing for with this thing for smallmouth, because smallmouth just kind of like crazy colors. Even though like clear water doesn't matter, you can throw pink and orange and goofy stuff, and sometimes that's what they want. Sometimes they want the natural stuff, but sometimes they want something a little wild. So basically the same bait, has a really mild rattle, but the same bait as the others, just a little smaller. Good bite size on that one. All right, guys, there you go. That's what I got. Like I said, I believe this was about $76 or $77. Doesn't seem like a lot for all these baits. Not too terrible a price. Now you could go out and buy your standard rattle trap. You can probably get quite a few more of them than what I have here for this price. But I wanted to try some different stuff and see what's out there. Maybe there's something I'm missing because I haven't tried it yet. So cool to do. I love getting gift cards because then I feel like I can just go wild and get whatever I want. So that's what I did. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit that little bell down there, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.